Right, hello, welcome back. My name is Mority. This is Mildly Gumpler, and today we are talking about the mega size model RX-78. So last week we touched on, we built the Char's Zaku 2, which was awesome and it looks amazing. Now when I purchased the Zaku 2, I also purchased this monster here as well. I figure having the pair of them is necessary. I don't have the Zaku 2 Char custom in the master grade, so I should probably fix that at some point in the near future. But for now, I'm going to have a pair of essentially giant high grades. So these are lots of fun, these kits, but they do come with a couple of weird little quirks. Now, anyone who's watched me before knows that I'm not a big fan of polycaps, and these kits here come with giant polycaps right in here. So right tucked behind the shield here, we've got giant polycaps, which are just ridiculously huge. Now these ones are a lot easier to work with than their tiny minuscule counterparts that you'll find in a high grade or even a master grade. So I do have a lot easier of a time putting these together purely because of that. My biggest problem with polycaps, aside from the fact that they do eventually get soft and stop being able to hold into poses, is the fact that they're tiny and my big fat fingers can't hold them properly, so I keep losing them. So we've got 3 separate compartments in here, but overall it's probably the same amount of plastic as what was in the Zaku 2 kit. It's just a little bit better divided up. I do quite like that the shield part is not even on a runner, it's just by itself, which is quite cool. And then you've got some chest parts and all sorts of other things in here. So I'm looking forward to digging into this, seeing what kind of gimmicks it has, and putting it all together and then showcasing it facing off against the Zaku 2. So let's jump into the kit, jump into the time lapse, and we'll go over my thoughts and opinions on it at the end of the video. I'll see you soon. Alright, welcome back. So that was the build for the RX-78 mega size model. Now, since this is my second week in a row with a mega size, having done the Zaku 2 last week, I will be very, very quick and succinct with this. You will have noticed towards the end there, I was having a ridiculous amount of trouble with the shield. Now, the problem with the shield was it required a polycap part in the middle on the white part, and I had gone ahead and put the red top of the shield on without putting that polycap piece in first. So I had to then somehow wiggle everything out with 10 points of connection inside of that shield. Yes, 10 points of connection inside of that shield. I had to wiggle the whole thing off in order to get that polycap back on and then just slap the red part back on again. Really, really annoying for something that literally took me like 5 seconds to do. It took me probably a good 10 minutes to take the red part off. I actually stopped recording towards the end there because it was just getting ridiculous. I had to take a break, and then I finally managed to get it to work. So don't do what I did, kids. But overall, super, super cool kit. It looks really, really cool. It just, the whole idea of it is just really, really fun. And just the fact that it's ridiculously large, and especially in comparison to other kits. Like, I've got my ones from last week here, like the Jewel, the Master Grade Seed Jewel Gundam, and it doesn't even come up to his crotch. Like, it's a Master Grade, it's a 1/100. These are decent sized models, and he's tiny in comparison. Now, the one thing that I will do is I will grab Char Zaku. So it wouldn't do to have the RX-78 here without his counterpart. So there you go, side by side at last, rivals together. So these two kits are super fun. I'm really glad I got them both. They were a touch on the expensive side, I will admit. They're probably a little bit more than what I should have been spending, but man, are they cool. Like, they are super cool kits. I am looking forward to getting them set up somewhere where they can be a bit more of like kind of diorama kind of look with them fighting each other or something. I'll maybe try and see if I can figure out a way to mount them and put them on like a stand of some sort. So I'll probably need to jury rig or create my own stand, because I don't think there's any Bandai stands that they sell that can take a 1/48 scale kit. So that's going to take a bit of time and effort and work, but I reckon in the long term it'll really pay off. So that's these kits together. I absolutely love them. They're essentially a giant high grade at they're probably 8 times the price, 6 to 8 times the price of a standard high grade for their complexity and for their age. But they're definitely worth every cent. If you're a big fan of Gundam and you don't have these in your collection, you're missing out. They're not incredibly complex or even overly detailed models, but boy, do they make a statement when people see them on the shelf. Man, do they make a statement, and that is fantastic. So yeah, that is the RX-78 and the featuring Char Zaku. I hope you enjoyed this little ramble. Thank you very much for watching this far. I know this video was pretty quick overall, but I touched on a lot of the points previously. They're very similar in a structure. It's just the armor pieces on the outside that's different. So overall, yeah. One key point though, there's no stickers. You have water slide decals, but all of the color that you see is the correct color plastic, which is really cool. Like, even the eyes on the RX-78 are a clear piece of yellowish plastic at the back there. I think there might have been like a silver sticker or something that I put on behind it, but that was it. There's no color correcting stickers on either of these kits in any way, shape or form, which is absolutely fantastic. Having the water slide decals is a bit of a disappointment, because I'm absolutely atrocious at applying those, but these kits look pretty cool without the decals on them anyway, so it's forgivable. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Next week, I haven't decided what kit that's going to be, so that's going to be a surprise for both yourself and me, and I will see you next week.